Hello and welcome to the stream. And welcome to the stream. First question, Isaac to Joao Pedro. To be honest, I would keep Isaac this game week. He has a good fixture as well, playing against Wolves, one of the teams with the worst defensive stats. So personally, I would keep Isaac this game week for sure. But with that said, I do believe that Joao Pedro will play and he will probably do well in game week 4. But who's your other two forwards? What's your take on wildcard in game week 6? This is probably one thing that I've considered from before game week 1. The fixture swing in game week 6 is really good, especially for the teams like Brentford and Arsenal. So if you want to attack the fixtures in game week 6, then I do believe that that's a really good game week for a wildcard. And I'm not really writing it off just yet, but with my team right now, I have 3 free transfers, and if I can save 1 or 2 more until game week 6, then I will probably just use 6 transfers and get a team close to the ones who will use their wildcard. But I do believe that wildcard in game week 6 is a really good strategy. In addition, my wildcard 6 is really good to let go of the Newcastle players. They have tough fixtures from game week 6. So one of my moves will be to sell Isaac probably to bring in Holland and downgrade Salah to someone like Embuemo. Sorry, and I'll probably go with 3 forwards and upgrade my 4.5 bench fodder to someone like Wissa from Brentford. Son will probably go, Jota as well. Saka will definitely be one to consider with Arsenal's good fixtures from game week 6. So Son to Saka. And I will probably triple up on Arsenal from game week 6. So I will go with Raya in goal, or maybe change Guardiola to or Van Dijk to an Arsenal defender. 1 hour until the deadline. Good morning. You're using your wildcard in this game week. So this is actually the team I can get with by just using 5 transfers ahead of the game week 6 deadline. So if I have no injuries this game week, then I will probably save my wildcard and make those moves for game week 6. It will give me Holland, and I will have double Arsenal and Mbuemo, Wissa, and a really strong bench as well, seeing I have Rodgers and Calvert-Lewin who can rotate nicely. The next one in my game week 7 transfer will probably be to sell one of Guardiola or Van Dijk and bring in a third Arsenal player, probably Saliba, because still 6.0 on game week 7. How many wildcards do we get this season? So it's 2 wildcards, one that you have to use before game week 18. That's before around the game week. Yeah, it's before New Year's Eve at least, and then you'll get a second wildcard at the start of game week 19, which you can use until game week 38. So it's two wildcards, but one to be used in the first half of the season, and the second have to be used in the second half of the season. The new thing this season is that if you have a couple of free transfers before using your wildcard, you will still keep those transfers after you wildcarded. So last season and earlier, you lost your free transfers and always had one free transfer after using a ship like the wildcard. But this season is even more powerful as you can have a couple of free transfers before using it and keeping those transfers for the next game week after the wildcard. Another thing that's new this season as well is that we'll get a mystery chip. I'm not sure, no one knows what it is yet, but all we know is that it will be released in the second half of the season after Christmas. So, yeah, we just have to wait and see. No worries. Is your team ready for game week 4? I have Haaland and Ødegaard both flag and hole in the immediate replacement if both don't play. Yeah. So with Haaland, I am pretty sure that he will play, but I'm more unsecure about Ødegaard. He twisted his ankle really bad in Norway's last game. Was it on Monday or Tuesday? So he will probably be out. That's the last thing I've read. But if you have both Ødegaard and Hall, will probably consider doing a transfer this game week. Of course, it depends on who you'll bring in from your bench, but if you have a really weak bench, then making one transfer this game week is probably a good decision and targeting the Brighton fixture against Ipswich by moving Lewis Hall to someone like Dunk. could be a good option. So to summarize that answer, if you have all of them in your starting 11 and a weak bench, then making one transfer this game week makes sense. But if you have a strong bench and can bench the likes of Hall and Odegaard, then saving a transfer could probably work as well. Bench is Odegaard, Hall, and Johnson. Well, in that case, I would probably just save and reassess. Maybe Odegaard is back. We're not definitely sure that he'll out this game week. So if you're lucky, he will get minutes in game week 4 as well. My starting 11 is Areola, Sabani, Mikolenko, Musraoui, Johnson, Semenyo, Salah, Gordon Isaac, Alan, Joe, Pedro. Well, Johnson, he is. Let's see, Johnson is in your starting 11 or on your bench. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I see 2 Johnsons, but however, I do believe that seeing you have to start Mikolenko this game week, Hall, he has not delivered so far, and we know now that he's not nailed on in the Newcastle defense, so selling Hall makes sense. And for me, doing Hall to someone like Dunk this game week and bench Mikolenko will probably be worth it over the next couple of game weeks, seeing Brighton have really good fixtures. Transfer outs the likes of Johnson, Areola. I think that Areola will be back this game week. He just had a small knock, right? So he played for France in midweek, so he is fit and he will probably start in game week 4. Maybe he can get some save points. Yeah, 2 Johnsons, of course. Johnson from Spurs, the winger, and the defender from 4.0 defender from Ipswich. He's not been the best option himself, Johnson from Spurs. He looked good though when he came in for Spurs in the second half against Newcastle in game week 3. I watched that game and the Spurs team really played much better in the second half when he came on. Some moved up to the forward spot. But I'm not sure that he will be a reliable fantasy asset going forward, especially when Solanke is back. He will probably get a spot in that team, and you have Kulusevski who can play on the right as well. Timo Werner will have some minutes on the left, and Son, of course, he will start most games. And you also have Madison who will play advanced. So I'm not sure that Johnson will get enough minutes to be a decent fantasy option, I'm afraid. This game week we have Arsenal as well, so maybe selling him, using one of your free transfers on selling Johnson would be a good option as well. At that price point, I would consider bringing in someone like Mitoma from Brighton, or maybe even Minte. As mentioned earlier, they have really good fixtures in game week 4 and game week 5. So ultimately, I would want to have Embuemo in my team now that we know that Tony has moved and Embuemo is on penalties, but I don't want to make that move before game week 6 because Brentford, they have Man City and tough fixtures in the next couple of games. So I will bring in maybe double up on Brentford with Embuemo and Visa in game week 6. Watkins or Isaac on wildcard? So that's a tough question. This game week, I think that Isaac has a really good fixture playing against Wolves, but in game week 6, my plan is actually to get rid of Isaac. Watkins, he has the fixtures, but definitely not the form. So depends what you prefer. Are you a form over fixture guy, or do you trust that the fixtures can create form? Right now, I will go for Isaac. But who is your other forwards? Do you have like Wissa and Haaland or someone else? I was thinking Johnson and Edgard out for Mitoma and Diaz. Yeah, decent, decent. My only worry will be that Luis Diaz, same as with Jota, he will probably see limited minutes at some point. We know that Darwin Nunez and Gakpo is back and they have played in both game week 2 and 3. They got minutes, so they will at some point they will probably start some games, and Jota and Diaz are probably the ones that will be rested. Salah, he is probably the safest option, but of course he's also 12.6. But of course, Liverpool, if you want to take advantage of the good Liverpool fixtures in the next couple of game weeks, then of course, Luis Diaz is decent. And he's had enough rest after the international matches, so he will probably start. And as mentioned, Mitoma, I was really considering selling some this game week to bring in Mitoma for my team, but after seeing that Ødegaard probably will be out, we know that Rice is missing because of his red card. So hopefully Son can do something at home against Arsenal in game week 4. Ooh, 30 minutes. So if you're on a wildcard, 30 minutes left to make the last decisions. Watkins or Isaac is a tough one. I would go Isaac, but have a plan to move Isaac on in a couple of game weeks, maybe in game week 6. So this is the fixtures for Newcastle. They have a decent fixture this game week. Hopefully, if you go Isaac, you will take advantage of a good score in game week 4. Fulham as well, not the worst fixture in game week 5, but they have Man City, Everton, not the worst, Brighton, and then they have to go to Stamford Bridge and play against Chelsea away, and then they have Arsenal. So definitely Newcastle have some mixed fixtures going forward. These are the Villa fixtures. Really good fixtures in game week 4, 5, and 6. Man United as well, not the worst fixture. Fulham away, and even a good fixture in game week 9 against Bournemouth. But after that, they have a couple of tough fixtures against Spurs away and Liverpool away. So both Isaac and Watkins are decent options. I would roll the dice with Isaac and have a plan to get Watkins in when Newcastle's fixtures gets tough. Transfer confirmed and team locked. So did you the Johnson Odegaard to Mitoma and Luis Diaz? Yeah, decent. Good luck. Hopefully, both of them can do something this game week. Hopefully, Jota will score and Luis Diaz assist when they play Forest. I'll probably go Salah captain, so hopefully he can do something in that game as well. So personally, I like my team this game week. Game week 4, Henderson, good fixture. Hopefully, he can get a clean sheet against Leicester. And the Liverpool boys, Van Dijk, Salah, Jota. Hopefully, Jota will start. Salah will probably be my captain against Nottingham Forest. I'm not really happy about Gabriel and Son playing against each other. I've considered to play Mikolenko, but I don't trust Everton's defense yet, and I believe that Gabriel is more likely to get an attacking return. Guardiola, hopefully, he can get a clean sheet for Man City. I'm tempted by both Embuemo and Wissa, but my plan is to get them in game week 6. Bruno, so high hopes for him this game week, playing against newly promoted Southampton. He has been close in all of the previous game weeks, so hopefully game week 4 is the time for Bruno Fernandes. When it comes to Son, he has been one I've considered to sell during the international break, and Mitoma has been my planned transfer in. But after seeing that Odegaard is injured and Rice is suspended, hopefully that can make that Arsenal team a little bit more vulnerable. So hopefully it will be a lot of goals in the North London derby on Sunday. Let's say a goal in game week 3. Finally, he has played well in all games, but with no returns in game week 1 and game week 2, his price dropped, but the patience got rewarded in game week 3 and he got 10 points. Same goes for Calvert-Lewin. Great game week, 12 points for him. And Isaac as well, he got a goal in game week 3. So decent team. The ones that I'm really afraid about, of course, Haaland. If he starts, he will probably score a goal, but hopefully it's not a hat trick of hat tricks. That will really be painful for non-owners. And the same goes for Joao Pedro. He is the player that's been brought in the most ahead of this deadline. 18 minutes, 18 minutes until the deadline. Let me know if you have any questions, dilemmas, or 50-50 decisions. I'll do my best to help out. My team is pretty set, so I'm actually not that stressed. Salah will be my captain. Mikolenko will stay on my bench. I've considered benching Gabriel, but I prefer his attacking threat over Mikolenko's, and Everton's ability to keep a clean sheet did not look good in the first 3 game weeks. So having Gabriel on my bench, if he scores a bullet header against Tottenham, would really be painful. It would be worse having Gabriel on my bench with points than Everton getting their first clean sheet and a Mikolenko 6-pointer. Definitely. Westergaard, he will probably start for Leicester, of course, but as I have Esse in my team, I don't want to start Westergaard. So he's placed second on my bench. Ladapo, he is actually not in the league anymore, so his price is locked. Tip for wildcarders if you want to play with two up front. If you want to play with two up front and have a fodder, then Ladapo is a decent or even better option right now because it's 4.5 and its price is locked. So it will not drop to 4.4. Good luck on the game week. Thanks. Thanks for your questions and interactions. Really appreciate it. So good luck with your moves. I will be taking a look at both Luis Diaz and Mitoma this game week, and if they score, 15 minutes left. So a really quiet stream this. I did my first deadline stream ahead of game week 3, and it was more intense with a lot more questions and more people. Maybe I started too late this game week. I'm not sure. Ahead of game week 3 deadline, I started 2.5 hours before the deadline. So maybe that's a better time to start the stream. This week I started just over an hour before the deadline. So maybe it's too late to start the stream. Is Luis Diaz better value than Salah? Well, if you take points per million so far this season, then he is. But we have to take into consideration that Salah is a really good captain option as well. Luis Diaz, he's not a reliable captain option in my opinion right now. Gakpo is back. They also have Darwin Nunez wanting to start games going forward, and I believe that Jota and Luis Diaz will be the players that will be rested and rotated. So if you have Haaland and other decent captain options, if you have a rotation with Man City and Newcastle, the, that will give you a decent captain option without going for Salah, then Luis Diaz is probably better. But for me, I will captain Salah this game week, and I will definitely not captain Luis Diaz in this game week or the next couple of game weeks. So when you consider points per million, yes, Luis Diaz is better value, but when you consider the captaincy as well and the expected minutes and the penalties, then I do believe that Salah is worth his price as well. So my plan was always to have triple up on Liverpool all the way until game week 6. And then Liverpool's fixtures gets a little bit tougher, so I'll probably sell Salah, downgrade him to someone like Embuemo, and upgrade one of my forwards to Haaland. Jota, he will be sold as well. And Saka will probably be his replacement. I had a look at a potential wildcard team in game week 6. It was something like Jota out, Salah, and Isaac. Let's see. I think it's Haaland in Visa for their good fixtures. Same goes for Embuemo in midfield. I can put Aston Villa. That's 3 transfers, and with the fourth transfer, I would go for a double up on Arsenal with their good fixtures. So Saka would be into. These would be my moves when we get close to the game week 6 deadline. Which is better, Palmer and Diaz, or Salah and Gordon? Right now, I think that Salah and Gordon probably is the best option, just because Salah is one to captain in the next couple of game weeks, but from game week 6, I think that spreading the funds and getting someone like Cole Palmer probably is a better option. And if you still want Liverpool cover, then Luis Diaz is more than good enough. He has shown that in the first game weeks. He's more than good enough to cover that Liverpool attack. If he don't start, he will probably come on and he will look dangerous every time. So for the next 2 game weeks, I would go for Salah solely because of captaincy, but from game week 6 and onwards, I would go for Palmer and Diaz. And I talked about my possible wildcard in game week 6. This is not a wildcard, but this is my team with 4 transfers. Haaland, Wissa, Embuemo, and Rodgers come in for Ladapo, my fodder, Isaac, Son, and Jota. My last transfer will probably be something like Van Dijk or Guardiola out to Saliba, triple up on Arsenal with their really good fixtures from game week 6. Welbeck or Joao Pedro? For me, Joao Pedro is the better option. He is back in Brighton and he attended their last training. He only played 45 minutes in international break, so he will probably start this game week and he is on penalties. So, yeah, Welbeck is decent as well, but for me, I would go for Joao Pedro. Good luck just dropped into. Oh, thanks a lot. Football Herd, really appreciate it. Good luck this game week. Only 5 minutes left. Make sure to lock in those teams. So, no confirmation of early team news on X. There are speculation that Jota probably will get rested, but I'm not sure how reliable that is. We've seen early team news fly around, and the reliable guys like FPL Tony sometimes get it wrong as well. So I'm not letting a rumor about Jota being rested. It will not make me transfer him out. So I'm Mitoma's cousin. He will score a hat trick today. Oh, so I should probably sell Jota and bring in Mitoma, right? Actually, one of my transfers that I was really close to considering during the international break was to sell Son and bring in Mitoma, but I've decided to just save a transfer this game week as well. So hopefully I can also in game week 6 with the fixture swings for Arsenal and Brentford, I can just use 5 free transfers and save the wildcard. Thomas Cousin saying he will score a hat trick. Yeah. Someone in the stream earlier sold Johnson and brought in Mitoma, so he would love a Mitoma hat trick, of course. Only 3 minutes left. My team is locked in. It's the one that's on the screen with Salah captain. Let's see, my vice captain is actually Esse against Leicester. Hopefully they can beat them and keep a clean sheet as well, seeing I have Henderson in goal. So no leaks, no early team news, but there are rumors about Jota getting a rest. No leaks, no team news as I've seen, but there are rumors about Jota getting a rest. I'm not going to sell him. I'll just stick with this team. Henderson in goal, triple Liverpool, Salah, he will be my captain with SA vice captain. 1 minute left. Make sure to lock in your team. Get your bench sorted. I will just double check right now. Mikolenko, he will be my first bench. Gabriel, he will play. I considered playing Mikolenko, but I prefer Gabriel's attacking threat. So that's it. The game is updating. Its deadline has passed. Let's see. The game is updating and will be available soon. So, no big leaks, no early team news, but as mentioned, there are rumors about Jota being rested for Liverpool. This means that probably Darwin Núñez or Gakpo will start against Nottingham Forest. Hopefully for me it's not true, but I did not react to the news this season. Last season, so many leaks and early team news actually went really bad. People changed their team, and the ones they sold actually ended up playing. So, yeah, my plan right now is to save up to 5 free transfers and take advantage of the fixture swing in game week 6 for Brentford and Arsenal. Then I can save my wildcard and just just make free transfers and take advantage of the fixture swing. So good luck this game week. Hopefully you'll get a lot of points. The next game is Man United. They will play against newly promoted Southampton. Hopefully Bruno will do well. My game week 5 team selection video will be out during the week. Let me know if you have any questions you want me to cover in that video, and make sure to like this stream if you enjoyed it, and I will try to get a new live stream ahead of the game week 5 deadline. Good luck and see you later.